Good morning, students. In this lecture, I am going to discuss the fourth type of function, that is no argument but return value. So you see that we start again with including the various header files. Then there is the function prototype. You can see that in this case there is no argument. Hence, in the bracket we have written void, which indicates that no argument will be passed from main to the function sum. But return value is there, so that's why here we have indicated the return value as int. So in the main function we declare the variable s. Only one variable is declared, reason being that we don't read the values in this case in function main. Reason being that if we read the values, that is if we read the two numbers that we have to add in the main, then we will have to pass those two values to the function sum. But since in this case there are no arguments, hence we are not going to read x and y here, rather we will read them in the function sum itself. So you see that I called the function sum here with empty brackets. That means that we have not passed any value from main to the function sum. Now what is this? This is a variable that is used to collect the result that will be passed by function sum back to the main. Here it is no argument but return value. So we have not passed any argument, but a value will be returned by sum, which will be collected here in the variable s. Finally, we print the result of whatever the function has returned here. So the sum of two numbers is %d, and we printed the variable s, whose value will be returned by sum from downwards. So finally we end the main, and this is the closing bracket of main, and here is the function sum. You see that sum brackets are empty, reason being that no value is passed from the main to the function, hence we kept the brackets empty. This is the return type, since the sum function has to return a value, hence we have mentioned that return type of the value. So in the function sum we have declared three variables x, y and p. X and y will be the two numbers that we are going to add, and we will store the result in p, and finally we will return the value of p. So we read the two variables here in the function sum only. Printf enter the two numbers, scanf %d, %d, %x, %y. Then we add x and y and store the result here in p, and finally we use the return statement and return the value of the sum, which is stored in the variable p, as return p. This value of p will go upward and it will be collected in the variable s. So that variable s will be printed here. So since p contains the sum of x and y, this p will be copied in s, hence s will print the value of the sum of two numbers x and y. So this is the final fourth case of functions, which was no argument but return value. So overall you see that we have covered the four types. The first type was argument, no argument, as well as no return value. Second type was argument but no return value. Third was argument as well as return value, and this is the final case, no argument but return value. In all the four cases I have written the same program, that is to add two numbers, and we have used the various function sum to find the sum of the two numbers. So you can see that the same program can be done in different ways depending upon whether you want to pass the arguments, whether you want to have some return value, or you don't want to have some anything. So overall I have uploaded the four different type of functions in four different video lectures. You can go through them in a sequence to get a clear understanding that how functions work under different conditions. Thank you.